Hello and welcome to another round. It will be round number 6. So we are going into our drive. Probably most of you who are here already know what is happening. I will do 5 minutes of typing exercise and 25 minutes of tutorial. Hey, Colonel, nice to see you. Yeah, and I'm getting pretty tired, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so finished. That was what? That was Ruby, right? So we will go to here's it. Lessons. Ruby Erlang. Okay, why not? Let's go. Some languages love underscores. Yeah, this might be my last. I didn't ask, like, how are you doing, guys? Kernel Swarm is without audio right now, I think. Oh, I'm stupid. You got this wood. Yeah, that was the background. Didn't click. With me. Here we go. You're doing mostly okay? Oh, what's up? Mostly, that seems like bad news. Well, I mean, like, no pressure, you don't have to share. Not everything is for everyone. Dude, I'm getting, like, toasted. Okay, so let's do this thing. Oh, Wrap. Not enter. Page. Frustrating day today. A coworker who asked for feature dislikes my solution and is asking whether it can be done in a different way. The answer is, of course, it can be done in a different way, but it also contains that we will spend more of the company's money because we will invest more time in it, and that means that time is paid for that, right? So and did what did he saw the hacked way already? What was his reaction? Did he saw it already? I see. Yeah, it can be pain in the ass sometimes. And I didn't really like stand my ground that much. Usually when someone wanted something, I just did it. I didn't care. Not an easy problem to solve. Detecting recursion safely. Okay, that doesn't sound easy. Like everything recursion is usually bull crap.
So there we go, server up and running. And in here, remember, before we had 2 students and an age.
Okay, so we had the nulls and now we have the nulls. Okay, so doesn't, okay, so that is a problem, right? It might be because we did the getters and setters. And the get age is still here, right? So the age, okay, so Lombok, no, getter. Choose for any field by using the special access level none. Okay, so I want to, like, where is this? Okay, here. Setter, okay, so that will be at getter access level none. None. Generates nothing. It's useful only in combination with data or class-wide getter or setter. Okay, so the getter it is. That was this, and we will do. So what was it? Oh, I do setter, right, or getter, and then say access level none. Okay, so maybe now. Here we go. And I wonder if Dario was correct, and he was not.
was 2121 because this was actually hard-coded. So now this should actually be...
It's using different plugin than I am. Oh, I have this minus plus, okay. It doesn't really matter, you know, like, yeah, enough of the bullshit. Focus on the important stuff.
So if I refresh, you can see that now age is 21, and this, fair enough, is 17. And also, in our database, so if I describe the database, you can see that.
Oh, that's describe, okay, so thank you for telling me, finally. The student. So we have ID, DOB, email, and name, and previously we had age as well. No, we don't.
Age is no longer a column in our database, and this is because...
How do you feel about the hack together thing, kernel? What do you think about the solution you did?
In here, so if I collapse this, so remember we added add and then transient. Next, let's go ahead and implement the ability for our API to save students from our client.
It's localized to one place and it's self-contained. Self-contained sounds
for our post request,
nice.
We want to send this payload right here to our server, and we want to check whether the email exists.
This has to solve it at a higher abstraction level. I hate those. It's usually not useful at all, these abstractions.
If it doesn't, then we save the student to our database.
Like 9 places. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then you have all these abstractions, and then it's used once. And because you're the one doing the abstractions, it is used just once. Yeah. And he's like senior to you, or like, oh well. Yeah. So why did you implement it that way? And like, are you in the... You're probably not in position when you can tell him no, right?
If the email is taken, we want to throw an exception. So let's go ahead and open up IntelliJ, and in here, inside of student controller, you've seen this class, and remember we have
Just to show what it looks... Oh, I see.
Get mapping. Now let's implement the API that will take.
So you can show him that it's basically bullshit. I got it.
A payload and then store that in our system. So post is used when you want to add new resources to your system. In our case, we want to add a new student. So here, let's go ahead and say public. And
do you feel it is like an attack or like a judgment of your work? Oh, I see. Easiest things to be try to... Yeah. Well, sometimes, well, for me, it would be like... Hey, Eagle. Welcome to the channel. I haven't seen you here before. Usually ask for the problem to be solved in another way, but that usually is because it's more maintainable. Yeah. For me, when I ask these questions, I usually don't understand something, and then when the senior explains it, you know, I kind of learn from that explanation. So It looks like the same sentence could have like multiple meanings. Like Eagle Code, for example, would want you to refactor it. I would like to know why and learn from it. But I'm guessing you know which, or you can guess which things. Yeah, that's the part. Yeah, when the feedback is like constructive, right? And you explain, you know, and at least the discussion, it's good, right? When someone says like, "You just did it bad, do it differently," that's not good.
And then void, and then I'm going to say register, and then new, and then student, and this will take a student.
Okay, so we are in the config, register new. Oh well, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I think that is like one of the hardest thing about the job, or at least for me, or it seems to me like that's the communication, you know, and a lot of the time education of other people in the team might be one of the most difficult things, you know. At least from my perspective, it's yeah. And sometimes you even like to have to like step like on the eggshells, you know, like because the other guy would feel like you are, you know, like somehow attacking him when you're I don't know. Well, sometimes I felt like, you know, it's not easy. That's what I'm trying to say. Dude, I'm tired. So we are going to student config, and in here he created, oh hold on, what the hell is that? That is a student controller. Okay, so yeah, that's better. Public void register new student. It will take something, right? Students, of course. Student. Oh, come on. Yep. And what we will have inside.
And now what we're going to do is invoke the service dot, and then add new, and then student, and then pass student inside. Now from here, what I'm going to do is press Option and then Enter. And
okay, so we'll implement that.
Yep. I'm going to create this method inside of the service class. And there we go. So at this point, I'm not going to do anything because I want to go back in here to the controller. And in order for this to work, we need to do the following. So here, this will be at, and then post, and then mapping. And inside, we're not going to configure anything because this is more than enough.
Okay. Okay. Yes, please import it. Thank you very much. We will go back in here and we will. What you are doing?
And we want to take the student that comes from the client. So this JSON blob right here, we want to map that into this student.
So the JSON blob. So we take. Okay, so we receive JSON, and
So
we'll
this
save it.
JSON
Okay,
blob right here, we want to
and that is the post mapping, of course.
map.
And in here we have this. So we have register new student. All we did is to put a post mapping on it, and then say what it will do, and we'll call this method, which will do some shit. Also, like, why is get mapping here on a get student, and then it's also here, like get students? Isn't it redundant?
Add into this student by taking it from the response, or actually request, so request and then body.
Okay. Oh, come on. Ugh. Body. Yes, support.
So this is what this means, right? So we take the request body and then we map it into a student right here. So now we're going to add the student. So let's open up the add new student, and for now let's just say South and then student.
Okay, so we'll print it out. Oh fuck, I changed it in the wrong place. So go back in here. Request body. Of course we have to import it, so we will. And we go in here, and here we will just output the student, like so.
So let's just rerun the application, and within IntelliJ, right here you can see that we can test. So in here we can test our API. So
oh, really?
I'm going to say open in client.
Interesting. Okay, so I will rerun it, and then we will go to the mapping, right? And then we can click on it and open an HTTP client. It opens something.
There we go. So this will be a post to localhost and then 8080 API v1 students. Oops, there we go. And I actually
You can also use post, but okay, cool.
need an example. Oh, actually, yeah. So there we go. So this is an example with
The fuck you just did?
8080 API v1 students. Oops, there we go. And I actually need an example. Oh, actually, yeah. So there we go. So this is an example with the payload. So here we want that.
Okay, so hold on. You said first name and the last name, but our application doesn't have anything like first name and the last name. What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? We have just name, for the fuck's sake. What did you do?
But instead, what I want is this payload right here, just like that. And
What did
I
you do?
want is
Oh, he's some like pasting program. Okay.
this payload right here, just like that.
Okay, so okay. Panic mode off. Localhost this guy. That's correct. Then we have a content type specified. So we do content dash type. This is semicolon. And that was JSON something. Application / JSON apply. JSON. Okay, now we will put in our payload. He called it payload. Don't look at me like that. I don't know what I'm doing.
And
okay, so and we have a name, which will be kernel panic, and then we will have a email.
this
And date of birth equal 9084. What is the dash 12 dash 12? Okay. What do I do now?
we'll do this request in here, but for now we haven't implemented this logic nor this one. We're just logging to see whether we can send a request to our server. So here I'm going to run this request. So run there.
Okay. Run boy run. What?
There we go. That seems to have finished. I'm going to run this request. So run. There we go.
Okay, so I guess I do. Can I do control and yes I can, but that's not what I want. So we run this, I guess. And we got 400, which is what? That is okay. Bad requests. Okay, that's not good. Or maybe it is, I don't know.
There we go. That seems to have finished. And let me open up the console, run, and check this out. So in here, we have student ID null.
Okay, so what did I fucked up? We will have a. What did he look for? Okay, so that's the run, right? And if I have a look in the run, illegal argument exception. HTTP header line does not conform to and has been ignored. I don't know what it means. None of this is my code, which is great. Okay, so let's look again what he did and
send a request to our server.
He has a space in there, so we will try to do the space and try to run it again. Okay, so the space what it was, and what's this? Up with double quotes. Is this what he did? Oh yes, that was what he did too. Oh come on. Yes. 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 That was a 400. Okay, cool. I do no. Let's rerun the demo application. I wanted to run the thing, which is generate a request, and that, and the response is 200. That is okay. That one I know. What is this? Okay, so now what?
So here I'm going to run this request. So run. There we go. That seems to have finished. And let me open up the console, run, and
okay, so we'll have a look into the console. It's this. Oh no, not the run thingy. Okay, so that one works.
Check this out. So in here we have student ID null, name Bilal, email Bilal Ahmed, and then the date of birth, and then age equals to null. So this is awesome. So we've managed to take this payload and then send it across to our server. So in here, you see that I'm using IntelliJ, and you can also use, for example, Postman or any REST client to perform this operation in here. But the reason why I like IntelliJ is that everything is integrated.
Okay, so how we did do that? There was the post mapping, we clicked on it, generate, that's okay.
And I actually need what I want is this payload. So run email IntelliJ operation in here. If it exists. If it doesn't, we save. If not, we throw an exception. Why I like IntelliJ is that everything is integrated, especially if you're using the Ultimate Edition. Next, let's go ahead and take this student from our service class and then check whether the email exists. If it doesn't, we save. If not,
okay, so we'll go there. That was somewhere. New student, here it is. And we will check if that is no, right?
We throw an exception. Alright, so now that we have the student right here, we can perform some business logic. And what we want first is to open up the repository. So in here we have our student repository, and we want to have a custom function here. I will find a user by email. So to do that is very simple, and here we can have this done in a couple of ways. We can have an optional
what we are doing.
So in here we have our student repository, and we want to have a custom function here. I will find a user by email. So to do that is very simple, and a user by email.
By email.
To do that is very simple, and here we can have this done in a couple of ways. We can have an optional, and this will be student, and then we can construct. So let me import that.
Okay, so we will go to the student repository. Here we will have an optional of student.
That first, we can construct the query based off the method name. So find, and you can see that I'm getting auto.
Okay, find by
completion, student by, and then email.
Oh wow.
And here I'm going to say string and then email.
That's like black magic. That should be forbidden. We'll fix this import. Yes, that's here.
So this is one way, and this here will transform to an SQL such as select and then star from and then student.
Let me see. I think I know what it will do. It will be select star from student where email equals email variable.
Student where email equals to whatever we pass.
Yeah, that's the question mark. Okay.
So this is one way of doing things, or we can annotate this with @ and then query in here, and this we can say select and then s, so lowercase s. So this is an edit.
Oh, I'm toasted, so I will save the progress. Here, share. Bam, bam. Now. Okay. this guy says that we are done better than perfect. This is end of this round.